Great leaders, and anyone who's able to help others in times of trouble, are good at remaining calm in the midst of chaos and pandemonium. But that's not a simple task. I'm going to give you some tips on how you can remain calm even in chaotic times. Imagine if you were paddling down the river with some friends in a raft. Even though there are some rapids and white water ahead, you're hopeful that you'll be able to make it through without any problems. And there are two other rafts nearby going down the river with you so that even if you were to get in the water, they can help you get to safety. As you see the white water approaching, the raft right in front of you tips over and everybody gets dumped into the rapids. Some of the people in your raft get distracted because of what they saw, and your raft starts turning sideways right as you're about to hit a turbulent patch. Your heart is beating faster and faster. Sure enough, you hit the white water and it hurls everyone out of the raft into the cold water. You look around for your friends and your family and you see everyone scattered in the water. Some might even be under the raft. The raft that you thought would be there to help you is flipped over, and the rapids are so fast that you can't swim to others. You're helpless as you're washed down the river, unable to gather everyone together. You're out of control and everything seems like chaos. How on earth can you remain calm in a situation like this? Chaos can hit at any moment, and it can be overwhelming. But having a spirit of calmness can help us in those crazy times. Sometimes we have great plans of what we want to do or what we want to make. And sometimes everything just falls apart. Nothing seems to work the way that we want it to, and it looks like we're not going to get what we wanted from the beginning. I want to introduce you to the Echidna. The Echidna is a really interesting animal that lives in Australia. It's sometimes known as a spiny anteater because it looks like it's a mix between a porcupine and an anteater. But scientists discovered something simply amazing about the Echidna when huge fires roared through the Australian outback. Most animals scatter, and they know that they have to get away to safety in order to not burn. But the Echidna is actually able to survive forest fires. It's almost as if they are fireproof. When a forest fire is raging towards them, they'll find a hole in a tree or some place that they can go to take a nap. Yeah, in the middle of the chaos of fire, they take a nap. It's actually a type of hibernation called torpor, and their temperature drops low enough that some scientists believe that that's what helps them to survive the fires. Could you imagine being so calm in a storm that you can actually take a nap? Well, the Bible tells us about a time that a storm hit while the disciples and Jesus were in a boat. It wasn't a little sprinkle. The wind was so terrifying and the waves were so high that everybody thought they were going to die. A lot of the disciples spent years fishing in boats, and they were expert sailors. And even they thought that this might be their last ride. They were so terrified, and they found Jesus sleeping as if nothing was happening. They woke him up, and they actually blamed him over not caring, because clearly he didn't care enough about them if he was just sleeping. Jesus responded, "Why are you afraid? You have so little faith." Then he got up and rebuked the wind and the waves, and suddenly there was a great calm. The disciples were amazed. "Who is this man?" they asked. "Even the wind and waves obey him." You see, if you decided to make Jesus the leader and boss of your life, then you're his child. And he does care about you. Even in the midst of chaos, he sees what's going on. 1 Peter 5:7 says, "Give all your worries and cares to God, for he cares about you." As children of God, we have a special gift. We know that God is with us and everything is going to be okay in the end. We don't always get what we want, but God will always provide what we need. So next time everything seems out of control, you can remember calm for simple steps that can help. C is for cast your cares on God. Now, how do you do this? Take a deep breath and pray. Talk to God about your worries and fears. Tell him what you need and ask God for help. And decide that you're going to trust him. A is for assess the situation. That means to look around, see what's going on. Sometimes we get so worried that we don't think clearly. Look around at everything that's going on and figure out what are the biggest problems. What directions could you move towards? And who is available to ask for help? L is for let go of what you can't control. There will always be some things that you can't do anything about. But there's also always something that you can control. Sometimes it's just your attitude. But a lot of times, it's more than that. If you know that there are some things you can't control, don't worry about those things. Let God take care of that while you focus on what you can do. The M is for make clear steps towards your goal. When you know what you can do and what's most important, then start by being clear with others about what you need and what others can do. And then just take calm and clear steps towards what you need to do. If you're able to be calm in the chaos, you'll be able to help others. And when they see how you handle things, you'll be able to give God all the credit because He is the God who cares for you. And He's the one who's able to give you a confidence even when everything else is falling apart. Stay confident in Christ as you keep fueling yourself with God's love and truth.